All right, Jesse, big win tonight. Congratulations, first of all, BTC welterweight champion. How's that feeling?
Feels great, man. I fucking love this belt. You know, I thought I'd be I said I wanted this to be gold. I didn't mind this, but I'm like, you know what? It actually looks pretty good with the orange. You know, it sticks out. No other belt looks like that. It's nice and heavy. It's got that nice felt at the back. They don't cheap out.
They definitely do not. That is your second belt in I think less than 6 months, really, with the Samurai as well. I mean, what's been the secret to the success lately?
To be honest, it's not killing myself making 55 anymore. Like I said, I'm confident. I got my jiu-jitsu coach behind me. You know, I'm a professor now. Got my professor stripes. So I'm very confident in my jiu-jitsu. My wrestling coach who just left, we wrestle all the time. I've got the right guys to work with. Andrew Elliott, Urgis Sagata, Clay Pye, like the best of the best grapplers coming around and helping me. So it's just overall confidence and in my game. And again, not killing myself to make 50. Like all these people out there that are killing themselves to make a different weight class or going lower. That's one of the biggest mistakes. And ever since I moved up, man, I feel good in training camp. I feel good cutting. I feel good. Like my recovery's great. I feel strong. I'm not hurting. You know, I'm able to put in hard camps. I can train for performance instead of just training to make weight.
Well, that's fantastic to hear. You actually answered my next question, was going to be how do you feel at 170? Clearly you're feeling good.
Yeah.
Any surprises in the fight tonight? I mean, it was over very, very quick.
To be honest, I thought he would be a little more aggressive. The last couple of fights I've seen, he does try to blitz. He did catch me with a tricky little push kick to the face, which is just the most disrespect. I hate getting push kicked in the face, the dirty part of your foot just right up in my face. But no, the game plan worked. I got Ross and Andrew that watched a lot of tape, and he freezes when guys put a lot of pressure on him, especially the type of pressure that up, down, what am I doing? And I'm very explosive. So if he were to bite and give me just the littlest bit of opening, I'm going to rip his head off. So I think he realized that, and it froze him, and he started backing up. And I've never seen him back up like that in fights. So he's normally coming forward, and so I knew I had him. Then that first body shot, the noise he made and the look on his face, that's just better than sex. I have to make sure my wife's still not around. It's not better than sex, but man, it feels good to connect like that. And like I could feel his guts just molding around my hand. It's nice.
Well, now you're doing a little bit of belt collecting. I mean, what comes next? I heard you just a few moments ago say, hey, you might take August off. You're a little banged up. Did you come into the fight with any injuries? Or?
No, it's not that I'm banged up. It's just, 5 training camps in 10 months. It takes its toll on you. So it's like, the first couple, I wasn't sore. I'm like, hey, I can get back to the gym, you know what I mean? It's like now, training for this fight, it's like, all right, I need to take Wednesday off. Why? Because I'm sore. Like it's just repetitive dings and getting banged up. And like I said, all the young guys that I'm training with, the Urgises, the Clays, like all these young guys at BTC, it's adding up. So I just need time to let my body just fully recover, and then I can get back to it. Because it's like October, December, March, May, August, I felt great. December, March, May, like awesome. And it's just this camp, it just started adding up, training with all these high level guys and like competing with them. And, so just a little bit of rest is all I need. Everybody needs a little time off every once in a while. So yeah, this is it for me.
No question, you've earned that time off. Do you have a time frame in mind? Like, does the end of the year make most sense, or?
End of October, early November. Like I said, one of the fights that was offered overseas is November 12th. Samurai has a show in November. They gave me an opponent. And then BTC or even PFC, they both want the same thing. It would be November or December, which I'm okay with that.
And I heard the name Jordan Meehan mentioned. Is that one that BTC or PFC have offered?
PFC offered it to me after he beat Chavez, and then some guy said, hey, the winner of this fight gets Jordan Meehan, and then Woody commented, that's a great idea, you know what I mean? It's not that I want to fight Jordan Meehan, or I like Jordan Meehan. We fought on a bunch of the same cards. It's not like we came up together. Even though I'm older than him, it's like he's been around longer than me. I respect the shit out of him and Lee Mean. But if he's the only guy that's left and the only guy that's willing to do it, that's the guy that I got to do it. I'm not running from anybody. I've fought everybody. I've never turned anybody down. But if he's the only guy that's left, it is what it is. Because I want to fight. And this is what I do for a living, and I fucking love it. So if that's what it is, that's what it is. It's not that I'm looking for him, but he's a man, and they got to save as much money as they can. So it's not like they're going to fly somebody from Japan or wherever else. But we're not cheap guys, so hopefully they get off their fucking wallets, because I'm not fighting Jordan Meehan for fucking pennies. And I'll send him a message, and I'll talk to Lee and be like, hey, they want this fight. Let's let's get fucking paid.
Well, it's a huge fight for Canadian MMA, definitely,
Big,
if
yeah.
it happens, right? Jordan's been around since he was 16, like you said, it's been, been a
Yeah.
while. You know, talk to me a little about getting to fight so close to home here for BTC in Kitchener, and then, you know, getting to compete for titles at this stage of your career in Canada, where for a few years the scene here was kind of dry. I mean, what does that mean to you now?
I love that MMA is just readily available in Ontario and Canada now. You know what I mean? You're right, it did dry up for a bit, like nobody wanted it. It's expensive. Like when Ken Ayashi was running the commission, it was like 50 grand just to get the show started, and then you got to put another 100 grand into it. It's like you're not making any fucking money. Sorry, pardon my French, but
Oh, you can
yeah. But yeah, no, it's fighting close to home is nice. I like fighting because I get to travel the world as a warrior, and people respect that. Like I said, I've always wanted to fight in Japan. I would love to go there. Anywhere that will fly me somewhere. I love putting on shows for other people and then seeing the world. It's for free and doing something that I love. And it's like if you do something that you love, you're not working a day in your life. I do like being close to home because now I'm going to drive home. I'm going to go back home to my dogs. I'm going to eat some disgusting food and probably drink a couple of beers because, yeah, I only got that one shot to the face. I normally don't drink after a fight. But, yeah, what sucks about Ontario is that everybody loves UFC. They don't love MMA. So it's like, oh yeah, UFC's in town, let's go. But then they'll only go for the main card. But it's like, what about BTC? What about PFC? How about you support your local fighters, your local shows? You know what I mean? They're down for the UFC, but they're not down to support local MMA. And it's like, you go to Quebec, fuck, man, they love fighting there. Like, I get more fans in Quebec than I do in Ontario, and they pack arenas. Like, it's ridiculous. 5,000, 6,000 people go out there tonight. There's, I wish people in Ontario supported MMA as much as everywhere else. That would make it a million times better. I wouldn't fight anywhere else if they got this. If I got the support that the Quebec fighters get, or wherever else, I would never go anywhere else.
Well, hope to see the sport growing here. A couple of quick ones before I let you go. You mentioned the disgusting food. Where do you eat tonight?
Well, nothing's going to be open by the time I get home, but probably some form of pizza. Or like I know my wife it's Rib Fest in London, so there's some ribs in the fridge. So I'm going there tomorrow, so I'm going to do ribs on ribs on ribs. I don't care. I got cake in the fridge too. I forgot about that. I'm going to eat some cake. I'm going to have some ribs. Probably get some pizza, maybe some nachos. I'm going to be about 215 pounds by Monday.
Good move to welterweight.
Right.
Last one, and I'll let you go on this. Obviously, you're a veteran of the sport. You've been around. You had the UFC run. I heard you in the cage mentioning Bellator, PFL.
I would love that, yeah.
At this point of your career, would you go into the PFL season, given it's the tournament format, or would you want to do like the super fight division that they're doing?
I would love to do the PFL tournament. It's $1 million. You get your show and win, even in the tournament. So it's like, even if you get it's like 50, I can't remember what it is, but it's like they'll give you show, and then they'll give you win if you win, and then you get the tournament bonus money on top of that. So it's like, it's not like you just get $1 million, you get more than $1 million. So I would love that, and they keep you busy. It's like 4 or 5 fights a year, and like if I want to hit that 50 mark before fucking 40, that's where it's at. But PFL kind of fucked me around the first time I was there. They completely changed the rules, and they completely changed my contract the first time I fought. I was supposed to fight Carlisle Silva at 156 pounds. He missed weight. In the contract, it says you miss weight, your opponent, I get my show and win and 3 bonus points, like walkover points. They decided to change that because Natan Schultz's opponent missed weight. And they're like, yeah, guess what? We're changing the rules. Now you have to fight Natan Schultz. You don't get your win bonus and whatever, because they wanted him. If he only got his 3 points, he wouldn't have been guaranteed a top seed. So they kind of fucked me with that one. And then because I put on such a good fight versus the former champ on 20 hours notice, they go, yeah, we'll give you another fight. We'll give you a super fight in October at 155. 3 weeks before I was supposed to fight, they go, oh, by the way, you're not fighting at 55. You got to fight Nikolai Alexakin at 170. And I'm like, dude, I weigh 169 pounds right now. And he was massive compared to me. And that was just, again, a stupid idea. And my manager said, well, you're not going to make this kind of money anywhere else. And if you beat him, you get a spot in the 170 tournament next year. I'm like, that's not my weight class, you know what I mean? So I didn't like getting kicked around by PFL, but that's where I got to go to make the money. That's where I got to go.
Well, hopefully it works.
Bellator, though, right?
We don't know what's going on with Bellator, so
right? What the fuck? What's going on with Bellator?
I've heard things were not going to open that can of worms.
Figure your shit out, Scott. Scott Coker, yeah.
We'll leave on this because you mentioned it, but you mentioned the 50 fights mark, and it sounds like you really want to get the 50 fights in combat sports before you're done. Is that the goal at this point?
100%. That's exactly what I'd want. And if like I said, if I lose one more time in MMA, If it's my next fight, that'll give me 39 MMA fights, and then I have 2 pro kickboxing fights, so that puts me at 41. That gives me 9 more. Now I'm down to do pro kickboxing, pro boxing, bare knuckle fighting. I've been talking with the bare knuckle promoter. They're coming to Canada later this year, so I might do that. If they throw some money at me, you might see me in the BKFC cage.
BKFC in Canada. Did we just break some news?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I was allowed to say that, but he said he was coming. The guy that runs BKFC said he's coming to Canada later this year, so.
All right, well, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Jesse, congratulations on the win, BTC champ.
Thank you, sir.
Congrats.
Thank you.